Hey guys, what's going on? I just bought some Puig side wings for my RSV4. I have a 2016 model. I believe the wings are for the 2015 to the 2020 model. I'm making this video because I cannot find anything online. I wanted to see what the wings look like, see how they installed, and it's very hard to find anything. And if there is a video, they got the comments turned off, so you can't even ask questions. So I found that incredibly a bit frustrating. So I thought I'll make a video of, the unbox of it and the installation process and how it looks afterwards. And of course I have my comments on so you guys can ask questions, because it seems quite difficult to find that sort of information. So these are the general wings, what they're going to look like. I ordered the black, so the little bits on the side will be black. This is the kind of the pamphlet they give you for mounting instructions. They list all the parts here and a basic installation guide. Now if you can't figure this out, that's fine, I'll go through it in the video, but as long as you can kind of figure out these numbers here, you should be fine. So I kind of just went through it and looked at how many parts there are, and then it's pretty straightforward. So you kind of got the M4 and M5, so your M4s are going to be the smaller ones, and there's only the M4 bolts. Sorry, not the bolts, the nuts. There's only M4 nuts, so that's how you're going to know which one's your M4 nuts, your bolts. And then the rest are M5s, and then one's 20 mil, and I think one's like 10 or 15, so you'll be able to tell then which one's which from there. And then the rest kind of just go by how many there is to figure out the numbers for it. Even though it's not in different parts, it's all in one bag. It can be quite confusing if you don't know what you're doing, but we'll go through this and yeah, we'll install it on. Alright, so here we are to the bit where we're about to install it onto the RSV4. On the instructions, it shows it sitting on top, but I don't see why it would sit on top, because that would just look ugly. Like, why are these tabs here? So I'm pretty sure they're there to cushion. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite stumped here. Alright guys, so I found out that these little cushions need to be on the bottom side, but for some reason they put them on the wrong side, so you've got to flip them around. They just peel off and they go onto the other side. I just got that one in the sun to warm up. I just did it to this one because it actually sits on top of the fairing. I thought it sat under the fairing, so you got to flip those around under the underside, which will protect the bike when pushing on. As you can see, it's going to be touching in a few places, but for now I'm just going to undo these screws and then we'll try put this. So you're going to want to take off these two bolts, which is a 4mm Allen key. So I'm just going to take these off and then I'll have the next step. Okay, once they are out, that's good. You're going to want piece 11 and 12. So that will be these metal-y type cylindrical washers, and two of the biggest, longest ones you have there. So you're going to want these two. And what you're going to do is, one of them is the washer is going to go there and there, and then you're going to put the frame on, and you're going to put this bolt through the top of it. And then you need 3mm Allen key to tighten it up, and you'll just tighten this up in each spot, replacing the old bolts with these ones. I'm just going to keep them aside because who knows, if this wing is shit and I want to go back, I'll have my stock ones to go back to. That one goes there, and then I'm just going to tighten this one up. Next step, you're going to want the short fat one, so you need parts 14, 13 and 8 for this one. So to get the short fat one, get one of the rubber washers, and you also need one of these nylon ones. They look metal but they're plastic, so you need that one. So what you're going to want to do, put the plastic one on, so, and then with your wing you want to drop that one down into it like that, and repeat to another short fat one, another nylon on, and then just drop it into the wing like that. And then you want two of your rubber ones, so they're the squishy soft ones, and they're going to go underneath it. So you should have it looking like this. You got your little nylon washers under there, and underneath you should have your rubber washers. From here it's pretty straightforward. We're going to line this up onto here, and we're just gonna screw them down into place. That's the next step. Okay, so that's on nice and firm. You don't need to over tighten it. I'm guessing you could do damage if you over tighten it and put unnecessary stress on it. Again, they're kind of like just for show or track, but that's so far just with the winglet side on. I saw some people complaining about this coming down too much. I'm guessing they're over tightening and really crushing that rubber washer, so don't over tighten it too much and that shouldn't be a problem. So far it looks pretty good. Now I'll get this little side bit on and go through that with you. So for this last part, we add these wings on here on the side, the little finishers. What you'll need to do is get your little M4s, which is the smallest ones you have, and you'll have 8 of these little clear plastic nylon washers. Now you want to feed one on there, and then you just drop it through, and you'll get another little one, and just repeat the process. Put another little clear washer on, like that, and drop it through. And then what you will want to do for this stage is we're going to be using the nut here, and you're going to use another clear plastic one on there. So what you're going to do is you're going to have this ready to go, screw through. You're going to push it on here, and then on the other side we're just going to put this clear plastic washer and the nut to hold it on and tighten that up. So that's how it'll look. Mine's not tightened up yet. And then on the inside you'll see it's got that little washer and then the nut to hold it on. So I'm just going to go get a socket and then we'll tighten this up. So for this part I won't be able to do it and record at the same time because I need both my hands, but you'll need a 7mm socket for the back, or you can use a spanner, and you need a 2.5mm Allen key, and then you'll tighten this up and then that will firm these side wings in, and that should be it. I'm just going to tighten these up real quick, and that is it for this side of the Puig wings. Yeah, the bike's a bit dirty, need to clean it up, peel that off, and there we go. That's one half of side wings for the RSV4. I'm just going to do the other half now, and I feel like I don't need the instructions because I've done one half and the other side's the same. But what I learned from that one is underneath it can be quite hard to get a socket or an something to grab it and tighten it up. So I'm actually going to put the side piece on first. So I'm just going to kind of repeat what I just did, but instead of doing it last, I'm just going to do it first. I think it will probably make it a fair bit easier, so I'm just going to, do that first instead this time. I definitely recommend putting these in first because these things, they disappear. I had to go retrace my steps from where I opened the box upstairs because it's like, oh my god, I can't fucking find it. Anyway, I found it. So yeah, definitely install this first. Put your smallest M4s in with the M4 bolt and one of these little clear ones on either side. Very easy. Do that first. I swear it's so much easier. Anyway, now time for this side. So this bolt off, and again, I'm not sure if everyone gets it the wrong way around, but I've got to peel these off and put them on the other side. So I'll do that, and then I'll be using those cylindrical washers again, and then screwing this one down with the biggest bolt you get. I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but taking out the stock screws, they're 4mm, and then the ones we change it to are 3mm, so you need a 4mm Allen and then a 3mm. I don't know why they change it, but yeah, add more work, I guess. Yeah, very simple. We're just dropping these washers in those holes and then getting the longest ones we have. Alrighty, our left hand frame is all screwed down in those 2 screws. Now we get our little side piece and we repeat the process again. These screws, and then once again we put these little plasticky ones on it, just like that, and like that. And then we get these 2 rubber ones which go underneath the plastic wing. So that will go underneath with the screw hole, and we just screw down. That's it, simple as. So yeah, it's gonna look like that. Your little nylon washer, and then your rubber ones underneath. And just remember, don't screw down too tight on these because you don't need to. All right, just make them firm. That's it. All right, I'm gonna screw this down, and then we'll do the last step. And that leaves us with the last step. You'll be left with 4 of these, which are plugs to pretty it up a bit. Anyway, this is how we're looking. I think they look pretty badass. From the cockpit view, you get to see them nice wings too. Very nice. So these 4 bits, we just put them on top and just push them in like that. That is it. Very easy. They just push down and you have 4 of them to put on both sides. There you go. And that's your how to install for RSV4 side winglets. It honestly probably actually took me about 20 minutes. Instructions say 40. I think that's ridiculous. But I'm gonna wash this bad girl up. As you can see, they look pretty sweet.